Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking. We talk about the actual methodologies that are done by gang stalkers in order to mess with your mind, and we also learn about gang stalking, about the psychological mechanistic approach, and the mechanisms that actually make people crazy. And I'm telling you this because I was crazy at a point in time. However, my soul, something told me, do not react. Don't react. Don't say anything. Just don't react. And indeed, that was the best choice that happened. That was the best thing that I could have done. Now, it has been about 6 or 7 months since my gang stalking operation, since I have found ways to disconnect every single gang stalker from me. And the only access that they have now is actually stalking me in person. So they are going back to like previous methodologies that they have done in the past. For example, like yesterday I was parked at the library, and then it happened where someone was hiding in the corner and they were swaying my car. Give me 1 second. That's too noisy. And they were swaying my car, and then there we go. And then because of the car swaying, they were there for like 45 minutes, literally swaying my car. And the thing is that I don't care anymore. Like, I am able to keep my mind where I want it to be, not where they want it to go. So I can literally just completely ignore and honestly be quite oblivious for the most part about the actual gang stalking operation. And that's exactly what's happening. So they were there for 45 minutes while I was recording one of my previous videos. Then what else? I was at the library because, well, I'm homeless and I'd like to be at the library because I can just go use the restroom. So I went to the restroom, and then when I was coming back, I saw, well, a woman was like on the phone. And then she was just like, you faggot. But then she was like pretending to be on the phone. Like, that's one of the tactics that gang stalkers do, is where they talk indirectly to you, but they don't talk to you. They don't make it obvious. Well, they make it obvious to you, however, not to anyone else around. And that way they have a backup plan. So in case you confront them, they're gonna deny it. They're gonna be like, oh, I was talking to someone on the phone and blah, blah, blah. So again, my tactic is don't say anything, just observe, take note, so you can make more videos. Now, also, well, my car was being swayed for like 45 minutes, and that was actually done several times throughout the day. Additionally, gang stalkers were also, give me 1 second. They were literally just staring at me. Like, I was just parked, and they were like far away, and then they were just like this, like just glaring at my car, and then I was just looking back, and they were indeed looking at me. And then I did that several times, and they were just looking at me like wondering, what are we gonna do now? Also, additionally, while that was going on, a woman came to, just, she walked, I don't know where she was, but she came directly to my car, and she was just like, hey, and I just like ignored her. I was like, and she left. And then what else? Oh yeah, so on Facebook Messenger, hey, what's your number? Some dude that I hooked up with, that I know who's a gang stalker, whom I had not seen in a really, really long time, out of the woodworks. Hey, what's your number? It's like, without even saying hi, just literally just, hey, what's your number? So I blocked them. And then also, Just now I was just here, and then someone, a white car, was just like, hey, hey, hey. So like, they are trying to get my attention in whatever way, shape, and form possible they can possibly get it. But no, it's, I already know all those tricks. I don't care anymore. I'm too busy, and therefore all their tactics that I am incredibly familiar with, because I've been getting gangstalked for 7 years, are nothing. They are ineffective as anything can possibly be. So the reason for that is because I don't give a shit. I don't care. I have too many things going on. I have too many things going on. And I already know all about gang stalking. I don't care. So I am just staying away from it. And yeah, that's about it. It's amazing because they're begging for attention. They're literally begging for attention. Anyone who contacts me that I know who's a gang stalker, now I actually just block them because I'm done getting all the information that I wanted. So I am literally turning the tables on gang stalking. Like, they are not, they this is the things that gang stalkers know that they're gonna win. They just do. However, well, why? Because they have invested 7 years in me by gang stalking me 24/7 all the time, messenger, whatever. And you know, and I never once came out online and talked about, oh, I'm getting gang stalked, blah 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 blah. I haven't said a word, which is exactly what the acme, the primary thing of gang stalking is, for them to see you go online. I'm getting followed, this is happening, and blah blah. And then to have them laugh that you are, you know, literally making yourself appear like a fool. However, that has never happened in 7 years. And they have also, you know, they just feel that they're going to win because, I mean, after 7 years, you know, they have the belief that psychological attacks cannot be blocked and they do damage over time. But they're wrong. Psychological attacks are only unblockable when you do not know what they are. Once you know what the actual goal of the operation is, you can backtrack and you can see what changed that is causing you to behave in a certain manner. Listen, I haven't had any cravings for drugs. I haven't used crystal meth. I used it like a little bit ago, but it was just like I did a little bit, and then that was that, and I was done. And I don't know. I don't care right now. Like, it's not even. I don't even think about it. The psychological attacks that I was experiencing was when I would get onto Grindr. I was bombarded by messages and pictures of people smoking crystal meth. Hey, do you want to smoke? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Let's smoke meth. And then they would just like get my mind working on that. And then when I would go out and do it, then they would pretty much I'll keep pushing that narrative while actually giving me satisfaction, so that I would keep on going. And it worked for a little bit. It did work. Actually, it worked for like many years. And now it's like, well, I know that where the attacks are coming from, so I am blocking every single person that is pushing those attacks. And guess what? I'm getting my body back. I'm not really, I could care less about using crystal meth. It was because those are the psychological attacks. I was able to see them, and now I am able to block them because I know where they're coming from. So that's why they don't say anything, because you have to know what they are in order for you to be able to detect them. Now that I detected them, pretty much, well, I didn't only detect that, but now I know everything that the whole gang stalking operation encompasses. I know what it is for. I know what the goal is. I know, and I know everything about it, everything, which is why I can now beat it. It's now everything that they do means nothing. It doesn't do anything to me. Like, it has no effect whatsoever. So now there's nothing they can do. So the only thing that they can do is sway my car and do those little stupid things that they have been doing. However, they're stuck there, and they're gonna stay stuck there forever. And it is just a matter of time before they realize that they have lost the game. And, well, I'm sorry for you, motherfucker. You know, they lost. And they're going to be incredibly upset about it because they have worked so hard. And they're going to have to find another target. You know, now that I think about it, this started back when I was 27. But it started by getting me back into drugs. It started by, inviting me to hang out, to have sex, to do this, to do that. And it was a very slow and extremely long process. And the thing is that this process requires maintenance. A lot of it. It has to be continuous maintenance on the person. And this is the thing, because I know where the attacks are coming from. I know where they're at. They cannot maintain it anymore. Because they cannot just, they don't even have access to speak to me. The only thing that they can do is speak to me indirectly. But the thing is that because of all the experience of gang stalking, I know that if something makes me have a negative emotion, I know it's gonna linger in my mind a little bit, and then it's gonna disappear, and then I just and because I'm not feeding the thought. So that's how it works. When someone is rude to you, it's gonna linger in your mind a little bit because your mind is processing it, your subconscious mind is processing it, but then you can't pay attention to it. You just focus on other things, and you're gonna come back to it, and you just push your mind somewhere else, and your mind is gonna come back to it. But then slowly that echo is gonna diminish and diminish until you forget about it. You're not ever gonna forget about anything 100%. You're not. But when you don't pay attention to it, all the energy is going to whatever it is that you're paying attention to. If you don't pay attention to the person that was rude to you, then it holds no power. It's gonna be bouncing around in your mind for a little bit, but then it's gonna go away. Now, I already know all of this. I'm not really dwelling on anything that gang stalkers do anymore because it does not get me anything. Dwelling on anything that happens, that especially if it has to do with gang stalking, is only gonna may be detrimental to me because I'm the one thinking about it. And this is the thing. If you're not thinking about gang stalking, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. So, also, before, gang stalking was effective because I was ashamed for a little bit. I felt like they could see everything, that they were constantly spying on me. But I only felt like that because I was thinking about it. Now, man, I don't know you, so I don't care what you think. It's that simple. It is that simple. I don't have to, and my new motto in life literally is, I don't have time to give a shit about what you think about me. Especially if you're a gang stalker. It's that simple. I don't give two shits. And that's the approach that you should take if you're getting gang stalked. Now, this approach took me a lot of years to develop. And this is the one thing, I have listened to, give me 1 second, to Florence Scovel Shinn. And this is the thing, she talks about how about not allowing things to have an effect in your mind. And it took me this long to find out exactly what she meant by that. So, I just didn't know exactly what she meant. But she is right. Whenever something happens to you, if you pay attention to it, it just grows heavier on your heart. And it has a negative impact because you're thinking about it, you're analyzing it. Before, a long time ago, I used to hate gang stalkers. I used to hate them But hating them is gonna make it worse, because you're feeling anger. You're poisoning your own mind by thinking about it, because being angry at something requires you to have a moment present that they did something that to have you upset about. Do you know what I mean? So like, if you're angry about if you hate someone, that means that it is really alive in your mind, that one thing that they did to you that you're mad about, right? So in order for you to not allow any type of disturbance made to your mind by gang stalkers, you literally have to simply just cut off any type of thinking, any type of thought into that thing that they did to you. You have to learn how to not allow it to cause any type of psychological disturbance. So now, we are reading the book Battle for the Mind, the mechanics of indoctrination and brainwashing. And in that book, look, I'm gonna read you this part. Give me a second. And the book says, listen, it says, anger as well as fear can induce disturbances of brain function, which can make a person highly suggestible and reverse his conditioned behavior patterns, or even wipe the cortical state clean. So having anger towards gang stalkers will make you more suggestible to what they're doing to you. So you literally should not have anger towards gang stalkers. Mock them instead. How do you mock them? Well, by literally just trying to switch your perception. So before, when they were swaying my car, I would be like, oh, I was so upset because I would be trying to sleep, and someone would try to sway my car. Was swaying my car, for like hours, or it felt like hours. But now it's like, well, who cares? They're gonna get tired, and they do get tired. And then when they see no reaction, I just imagine myself. I imagine them just being there, crouched, swaying my car like an idiot for hours on end. Especially that day, yesterday it was hot. It was hot outside. So now I'm just laughing. They're like outside in the heat, swaying my car, crouching, and they're not gonna get any reaction from me. So I just giggle, I just chuckle, because it's funny, because they're wasting their time and they're wasting their energy, and they're not gonna get me to be angry about it. So I turn my perception of that. Now, also, there is a period of time where I felt intense anxiety, self-questioning, and indecision. So, gang stalking has an effect in you where you start to question every single type of thing that you do. You start self-questioning any action, as minute as it might be. And when you start questioning so many things about what to do, especially when they are so trivial, that in itself tells you that you are already in a suggestible state. That any type of suggestion that someone tells you is going to appear better than because you are indecisive about what action to take. So it can take you to take some things that are actually detrimental to you. Now, another thing that we highlighted here in the book was also, give me 1 second. And where is it? So, listen to this. Listen, the best way to avoid possession, conversion, and all similar conditions, including gang stalking, is to avoid getting emotionally involved in the proceedings. And by avoiding getting emotionally involved means no anger, no hate, nothing that is gonna, not even, I wanna kind of hold myself on a limb by laughing about it, but I laugh about it and it has no effect to me. I could decide to just ignore it, but it's gotten to a time where, to a point where it has gotten so comical that it's funny. And I mean, I laugh at it, and I haven't seen any type of negative effects. The only effect that it's had is that I just laugh at them now. Like, I just think it's so stupid. The whole operation, I just think it's funny. So, I would say that if you want to laugh at Gangstalkers, just fucking do it. Because it's funny, and you're not gonna stop enjoying life because you know, whatever. I've been laughing at them for a couple of months now, and it actually has the effect of making me feel stronger and actually making my self-esteem a lot more, primarily because I have beaten an entire fucking army of losers trying to manipulate me psychologically. Now, so listen to this. So there are things where, listen, to fears and anger or contempt for the voodoo priest or for the religious snake handler or gangstalker may be as dangerous as to quake with fear when one or the other inaugurates a meeting. So listen, there was this guy whose name is Horace Walpole, who has an emotionally detached attitude, who was the most likely to preserve him from sanctification. In sanctification, I mean a religious conversion. Why? So, John Wesley was a preacher that pretty much has this method of making people feel fear, feel fright, feel a lot of emotions, and then get them to a state of emotional intensity where they have a breakdown, and that breakdown is where during that breakdown, after that breakdown, the person is susceptible to impositions, directly or indirectly. You know, sin, whatever, you're gonna die in hell if you're sinful, whatever, this is what a sin is, and they convert. Same thing with gang stalking. They are, if you are in a when you get to such an emotionally charged state that you start shaking, and I have been there. There was a time where I was literally shaking, you know, because of the freaking intensity of all the hate and all the anger and all the paranoia that gangstalkers made me feel. And that is when they start, you know, following you and doing all these crazy things, you know, running on your peripheral vision, literally attacking you indirectly. I got attacked at like fucking Costco, you know, and they were passing through by me, and they were like whispering, and you know, and then they were like doing crazy things around me. And you know, and this was when I was in a state of paranoia. So then when it passes out, when I come back to reality, there has been a mechanistic effect in my brain, an actual effect that this has caused on my brain, where I have been sanctified or indoctrinated into the gang stalking way of thinking. I was convinced that I was being followed all the time. My reality was literally not the same after this. And why was that? Because I was angry at the fucking group for doing that to me. So, and because it was all new. Now they can do the group stalking, and nothing happens. I am able to keep my peace of mind. But listen, I've had years of practice, and I went through the hard gang stalking for months, and I have so much practice ignoring it that I got really good at it, where it really it doesn't create any type of effect on my brain anymore. It does nothing. So I have now I am emotionally detached. So if you're getting gang stalked, if you're new to the game, just know that, just don't panic. It's gonna keep happening. But listen, with practice on ignoring it, you're gonna get really good to such an effect, you're gonna get so good at ignoring it that you are not gonna have any type of emotional disturbance when you're getting gang stalked. That's how it is. It takes a lot of practice, and I don't know how long it's gonna take you. It might take you a lot sooner, a lot less, to actually not allow gang stalking to cause any type of emotional disturbance on your brain. It took me 7 years, but listen, I had to learn this from zero. I didn't know what I was facing, and and I guess I'm a slow learner. But listen, I never give up, and you shouldn't either. And I am here to tell you now that if you're getting gang stalked, don't panic. I'm here to help you. Watch all my videos whenever you can. Every single video that you watch is gonna help you exponentially. I guarantee you that by watching my videos, you are going to beat gang stalking. You're gonna beat it. But you have to watch my videos. I tell you all the truth about it. I tell you everything that you have to know, any tactic, everything, absolutely everything about gang stalking, how they do it, how they manipulate you psychologically, even what is your the train of how. Give me 1 second. I'm getting too excited. Even what they are thinking, you are thinking. I know everything about gang stalking now. And that was a 7-year indoctrination. It was a lot of work that I did for you, for me, and to not allow this injustice to be imposed upon anyone anymore. Now, if you're getting gang stalked, you panic, you freaked out, relax. With experience, you're going to be able to not allow it to cause any psychological disturbance. But here, you have to know exactly what a psychological disturbance is. Being psychologically undisturbed means that anything can be happening around you. People can be going like that, they can be, talking shit about you right behind you. They can be doing, hey, stop it. They can be, they can be doing all these things to make you trip out. They can make sketchy things, They can scratch your car. They can, take a charger from you that you use every day. Move your things around. So, in that case, you have to structure your environment and your belongings and your possessions in such a way that they cannot be fucked with. You have to be extremely organized. You have to stop using drugs, or you have to block the people that are causing you to feel gang stalked. It's simple. It's super simple. You just block, and that's it. And don't talk to them again. They're never gonna tell you that they're gang stalking you, but you have to trust your gut. Now, a disturbance means anything that is focused on anything else other than your well-being, than your goals, than your wants, than your needs, and focusing on anyone else. So even this is actually going to help you be happier in general, because if you are focused on you, only on what you want, on doing your job at work well, on getting out of the hole that maybe you are, or that you are going into, or whatever it is, you want to move forward in life and be successful. That should be your main focus. You should think, when back before all of this started happening, what was I thinking about? How did I feel? You're probably really content with yourself, or you were working towards your goals to become content with yourself, right? You were doing things to make you happy. You were focusing on you and on your family and your friends, right? So that's what you have to focus on. So you have to go back to that normal state of mind. And a disturbance is something that makes you angry, that makes you upset, that makes you feel anxious, that makes you feel any other emotion that is negative. So if you are feeling any type of negative emotion, you are disturbed psychologically. And you have to go back to being your happy self. So you have to learn how to cut your thought process, how to cut the negative thoughts and turn them into something positive. So like you have to reframe things. So for example, swaying of my car, I reframed it. Now I don't get upset about it. Yes, it can be inconvenient and I could get a little upset when they're swaying my car. But guess what? They're gonna get tired. I've dealt with gang stalking a long time. So what did I do? I tried to relax, and I'm not gonna tell you my mind was disturbed when it was happening. It was thinking a little bit, but I was actually passing out. I was actually falling asleep. I literally was. So, and that's because I was able to relax. So, if you're emotionally disturbed, you have to learn how to see your emotional disturbance. So you kind of have to disconnect from identifying with your mind. So you have to have your mind here, and you have to have your self-consciousness here. So you have to kind of be able to see the thoughts going into your mind and feeling the emotions. You are not your emotions. And you have control of your emotions. So anyways, when that was happening, I was a little bit unsettled. However, I was like, you're gonna get tired. It's hot outside. And they're not gonna get my reaction. I'm not gonna give them that victory. So when I give up on trying to sleep, or when I woke up from my semi-sleep, I just began playing Bayonetta. I began playing on my Nintendo Switch, and I got entertained, and I totally forgot about someone swinging my car. And what happened? They stopped. Florence Scovel Shinn was right. Florence Scovel Shinn was so right. Let me look it up for you. Let me look up what she says. And this is what Florence Scovel Shinn says. When you can no longer be disturbed, all disturbance will disappear from the external. I'm getting chills just thinking about that, because she hasn't been wrong once. Everything that Florence Scovel Shinn has written, and it was just my lack of understanding of it. So now she says one thing that I'm still a little hesitant. That says, look at everyone on the best light. So because I am emotionally undisturbed, I don't really see anyone in any type of light. In both good or bad. I just kick them out of my life. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Again, my name is Anonymous. Please share, like, subscribe. Share us this information if you please, which I would highly appreciate. Comment, whether it be a positive, negative, it's okay. Additionally, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Yay! I never even thought that was gonna happen. I didn't, and we're getting a lot more views on all the videos. Thank you so much. My goal is to make this information available, so that anyone who is going through a gang stalking situation can just literally, I want to be the first result that they find. Gang stalking, boom, the gang stalking playbook. That way they just look at it, and they just look at the videos, and guess what? Boom, all of a sudden, they know exactly how to deal with gang stalking, and they don't have to suffer through, all the years that I already went through. I did the suffering for them, and here I have all the information to prevent all of you from going through the same shit that I went. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.